Alrighty guys, so this is like a little mini rant just because I am so fucking pissed off right now. Little did I know that in all this you have to manually update the BIOS in order for this motherboard to work correctly. So I had no freaking idea about that. My computer crashed, it hasn't been working correctly since I got home, and for whatever reason my current BIOS was set to version 1.4. There's 22.2 updates. 22.2. Fucking serious? So, long and the short of it, I restored the motherboard back to its default settings. Everything's reset back to default. As you can see, I'm doing Windows updates right now. Really pissed off right now, just because I have to reinstall everything. As soon as this reboots, I'm actually going to update the BIOS and get it running at the proper fucking BIOS, because basically what happened was that the Windows updated all the way to the point of where it couldn't update anymore, and it was because the BIOS wasn't up to date. So because Windows updated to that point and there wasn't any more the new BIOS that was actually installed to the computer, it wouldn't let me download anything. I couldn't download any game, couldn't download any, anything, pretty much. So what I have to do now is I actually flashed a flash drive that I have. It's a 4 GB flash drive. Flashed it, installed the new BIOS programming for MSI, and I have to go into the UEFI and update the BIOS. Hopefully it works, because honestly I have no freaking idea what I'm doing. I just watched a bunch of different YouTube videos, but it was all on the Intels, so I have no idea if the AMD works the same way. But like, seriously, MSI, why can't you just make the program that automatically updates it? You have Windows Live Update, or you have the MSI Live Update 6, or whatever the fuck it is, but it doesn't update the BIOS. It just downloads it and puts it into a file so that you can actually pull it out of the file, put it onto a flash drive, then reboot your BIOS, then go into the BIOS. You have to go to the bottom right corner of the screen, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, because I'm going to make a video so that none of you have to fucking go through what I just went through. Because basically I didn't even have to do this, but I actually kind of sort of did, because the only other way I could have done it was I could have gone on my little brother's computer, downloaded the file, put it onto the flash drive, came in here and just installed it onto my motherboard. But the problem being is I already updated all the Windows drivers, so it probably wouldn't have worked anyway. But now it's going through like the first round of updates, so it'll still be able to update the BIOS from here. So what I have to do is, when it restarts, I have to hit delete. I have to go into the UEFI. On the bottom right hand corner, there's this little flash button. So you click on that, and then you'll click update BIOS or whatever it is, and then it reads it off the little flash drive. After that point, it updates, and then you have the newest version of the flash, or the new flashed BIOS, or whatever the hell it is. And then pretty much then it'll install the newer Windows updates. At that point, then your computer will run correctly. But you have to check back monthly to make sure that you have the newest set of BIOS, because otherwise the computer will run like shit and you won't know what the hell is going on. I had no idea why my computer was running like crap this afternoon, and I had no clue what was going on. And I went into MSI's website, I tried calling tech support was of no help to me, and nobody got back to me. As of right now, like I said, I'm at 30 of 48 updates, because I reinstalled Windows completely. So I'm slowly getting back into the process of reinstalling Windows completely. Then I have to update the AMD drivers. I have to update everything, basically, because I uninstalled everything. And then, like I said, I have to install the new BIOS, which is it could take a while, it could take 10 minutes, it could take 20 minutes, it could take 3 hours for all I know. I'm just extremely frustrated. I never had to do this with an Asus computer. I really am just so fed up with this motherboard right now. I just want to rip it out of my computer and go grab my other one. Fucking A. Anyway, I'll make a second video. This is more so my rant. Like I said, I am so pissed off with MSI right now. If I knew I was getting into this big of a problem, I knew when the motherboard was $111 that there was something wrong with it. I just couldn't figure it out. And then, sure enough, this is what was wrong with it. Is that you have to manually update the BIOS. There's no automatic program that does it on your computer. I mean, really, it's not that big a deal. It's just frustrating to know that all of a sudden your computer will be running 100%, running bomb as fuck, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's done. And it just stops. So, I mean, just as a heads up, I would not suggest this motherboard to anybody. I'm honestly going to replace it. I'm going to go get an ROG FX Series 990 motherboard as soon as I can. Probably won't be until the following week because as of right now, I'm pretty much broke. But the following week I will be buying, not this week, but the following week I will be buying a new motherboard because this is horse shit. So pissed off right now. Anyway, once I get this all updated, and I'll show you guys how to do the update. Again, I can't express how pissed off I am right now just because I'm so I'm fuming right now. There's just no other explanation. Like, my computer was running 100% perfect. It was running beautifully, and then all of a sudden the fucking, because of this new BIOS update, the USBs stopped working. I had the USB 3.0, the USB 2.0 was working. None of it was working. The Windows updates stopped happening, and the anything you tried to download would not finish downloading. It would get to a certain point, get to that like 10% mark, and then stop and freeze. And it'd be like, okay, you gonna keep going, or like, what's up? And then you would restart the computer and it would pop up again. It just kept happening over and over and over and over again. It was just so frustrating. And then I finally figured out why. Is because I have version 1.2 and there's been 22.2 updates. 22.2 updates since then. The fuck? Anyway, like I said, I'll make a second video.